This is a really juicy one, another good. Asking for a friend. How do I actually build confidence around money and real estate? Oh, this is a good one. Okay. So a couple things that are essential in order to build confidence around money and real estate. And the first thing I will tell you is you need to bring awareness on how you currently feel, right? So here's the idea. Confidence is the goal, but what's the starting point? So often we focus on the end result. What do we want to achieve? What is that goal? Confidence. But we have a hard time getting there because we don't know our starting point, right? It's the same idea. Like, let's say you wanted to fly to New Jersey. Shout out where I'm from. Okay, you want to fly to New Jersey, but where are you starting from? Are you starting from Colorado? Are you starting from California? Are you starting from Washington? Are you starting from Michigan? Where are you starting from? Where is the starting point? Because only when you understand the starting point can you actually charter a course to get to the destination, aka confidence. So this question, how do I actually build confidence around money and real estate? Well, first let's unpack how you feel about money and real estate. Whoa, that is a can of worms that you might not want to address. But it's the only way that you can build confidence is by bringing awareness on how you currently feel. This is the deep work. This is what we call shadow work. And sometimes people aren't willing to do that deep work. So guess what? You'll never build confidence. That's the truth. That's a whole cold, hard truth. You will never build confidence in something that you're not willing to meet yourself where you are currently. Okay? So you need to be comfortable with being afraid and being vulnerable with how you truly feel about money. Money's a loaded topic. There's a lot of emotion involved, and primarily because it's a taboo topic, right? A lot of people don't talk about it. It's becoming more popular to talk about money and financial literacy, especially on this page, especially on this mini series, Asking for a Friend. But if you haven't talked about money in your primitive years, your upbringing, oftentimes it can be really challenging to talk about it now because you just don't have the practice doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that. This taps into kind of a question that was asked on a future episode, which is it too late to change if I didn't grow up learning this stuff? And the answer to that question was, it's never too late. So first you need to understand, how do you feel about money now? How do you feel about real estate? What are those beliefs? Write them down. Do you agree with those beliefs, or are they just something that have been inputted into your system? It's just a level and layer of conditioning that hasn't been updated, like a software, right? It's like, oh, I need to update my iPhone. I haven't updated my belief system. I haven't updated how I feel about money. And it's not just like a click of the button, keep your phone charging, and within an hour, we're good to go. We're reprogrammed. That's not how the brain and body work. So it is a consistent effort to build confidence around money and real estate. But I would say the easiest way to build confidence around money and real estate is talking about it, getting honest with yourself, following certain pages, entering certain groups, joining certain courses that help bring more awareness to how you feel and identify with money and real estate. And then confidence comes from clarity. That's where confidence comes from. It's having clarity. So think back to a time in your life where you felt super confident. It doesn't have to be around money or real estate, because clearly it's not if you're asking the question, how do I actually build confidence around money and real estate? So think back to a time when you felt super confident about something in your life. There's got to be something, right? Think back to that. And why did you feel so confident to talk about it or to explore it or to do whatever it is that you're doing around that subject of confidence? Like, why are you so confident? Because you could probably explain that thing in your sleep, right? With your eyes closed. Because of the repetition, we come back to our habits, we come back to the brain. The more you do something, the easier it becomes. So in order to build confidence around money and real estate, you need to get more comfortable with those two things. So treat it like a relationship, right? Like if you were going on a date with someone, you wouldn't marry them right off the bat. So you can't feel confident enough to ask someone to marry you and they're going to say yes if you just met them. It's the same relationship with money, right? You have to get you have to get comfortable with exploring money, noticing what comes up, because a lot of times those feelings are the opposite of confident. But the more that we explore those feelings, the easier it's going to become to notice the sensation that arises when we start to talk about money or we start to talk about real estate. And it'll be easier to rewire that. So couple just recap clips here. Actually building confidence around money and real estate. Bring awareness to how you're currently feeling and consistently work with little micro goals on one thing each day or each week that's going to get you closer to having clarity with your relationship around money, having clarity with your relationship around real estate. And eventually you'll start to re-identify as a person who is confident with their money because they know where the dollars are going, who is confident with real estate because they know strategies to help them build true, lasting, generational wealth, like house hacking, right? So the only way that I know to build confidence with anything is through clarity and repetition. If you like this question, let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any questions that you're interested and would like to learn more about that you're secretly Googling or asking silently to yourself, drop them in the comments as well so that we can answer them on a future episode of Asking for a Friend. Until next time, have a great day.